y'all, it is time for Melanin Talks, and I am Janissa. I am your beautiful host with the most. And we are going to be talking about so many things. And listen, I am excited because Melanin Talks is something that I have been working on for quite a long time. And if you know, adulting, all those things, all those components, you have to make sure you have the time, and then you have to put in more time and make all of the nuts and bolts do what they need to do. But overall, we are finally here recording again after many months. We were on a hiatus for so long. Just, adult life is adult life, but we are here and I'm excited about it. And so this setup for Melanin Talks is going to rely heavily off of what you see on Instagram. So if you are not following me on Instagram, I need you to follow me right now at Melanin. At Melanin. I need you to jump right over there, hit that follow button, and of course you need to subscribe here as well. Don't forget about that. We're also on Facebook and Twitter as well, same name, at Melanin. So I have 10 minutes to talk to you. That's about how long these episodes will be, 10 minutes. And I'm going to talk to you right now about something that we discussed on yesterday. Hold on, let me reposition my camera. There we go. Okay, so on yesterday we talked about people and how people can limit us, specifically people who have a lot of influence over us. And let me start my timer now, so that way we can be on the money. So we talked about how people can influence us, right? And I don't know about you, but when it comes to stepping out in your purpose and doing things that, how I always say, we are here for a purpose, on purpose to do great things. Sometimes that can be it can be more of a challenge when you are heavily influenced by the wrong influences in your life. You know how when we were growing up as kids, you were always taught by parents or guardians or just anyone who had some type of leadership or authority over you. You were taught, if they were positive people, I guess I should put that out there. If they were positive people, they tried to steer you in the right direction by telling you to be careful and just, monitor the peer pressure that you had around you. Don't allow the wrong people to influence you, to do bad things, to talk while class is going on, or to skip class, or to cheat on your homework, or after school is over with, who are you running with? Are these people involved in criminal activity? Do they do things that are not right? Are they disrespectful or disobedient to their parents? Like, all of these things, if they have influence over you, they have the ability to rub off on you, and the next thing you know, you talking to your mama and your daddy crazy. Now they can't tell you nothing. Now you cheating on your homework. Now you shooting hooky. Now all of a sudden you go from this person who wasn't doing anything to now you let it all hang out. A lot of times we think that ends at high school, because once we turn 18, you don't have to really worry about those outside influences anymore, because now you're grown, you're going to college, and if you're not going to college, you're doing something else, you're living life, you footloose and you fancy free. But guess what? These negative influences are still out there. They're just older, just like you are older, just like you are no longer in high school anymore. They're no longer in high school. They're at every level and every phase of our lives. And if we aren't careful, they will keep us in a place. They'll keep us in a position that has us living lower than where God wants us to be. I can't tell you how many people I've seen sit back and make decisions to not actively go after their dreams and their goals, simply because they know that the people they hang out with will have a problem with it. They'll start getting the comments like, oh, you think you something? Oh, you trying to be funny now? Oh, you trying to be smarter than everybody now? Oh, now you trying to be this now? Now you're trying to be that now? And if you are influenced by them, if your version or image of yourself is at a low state, you'll allow those words that they speak towards you to pull you back in a regressive state, to the point where you're like, maybe they're right. Maybe I am trying to be a little much. Maybe going out there trying to say I'm going to be an entrepreneur, maybe that is being too much. I mean, look at me. How can I do it? Look at where I come from. Look at what my background is. They're right. We come into agreement with what they say about us, and we allow their words, because words have power. We all know this. Words have power. We now allow their words to shape our world, to the point where we are just literally waking up every day, doing the same thing over and over again. Wash, rinse, repeat. Nothing new, nothing different. Everything is consistently staying the same. Keep in mind, it's all about free will. It's all about free choice. No one is chaining us to what these thoughts and opinions of the negative influences are, we make a choice to believe them. But that's why I go back to what I said earlier about, when we were kids, how our parents, pastors, teachers, whoever, those positive influences that we had in our lives try to steer us in the right direction, because they knew we had to make the choice. I can tell you what to do all day and all night. I can tell you how important it is for you to eat an apple, but if you don't want to eat an apple, then I can't make you eat an apple. So it's the same way when it comes to this. Like, I can tell you, hey, I don't think your friend is really right for you. I think they're influencing you to do something that isn't right, or they have a lot of influence over you, so you don't step out of your box and get out there and do anything different because they hold you back. But if you still feel like that person deserves to be in your life, then there's only so much I can do. There's only so much anyone else can do. There's only so much we can say. Can you think right now of a person that comes to mind who is like this? Or maybe it's you. Maybe you were once that person, or maybe you are that person who has allowed negative influences in your life to deter you from following your dreams, from following your passions. Some of y'all probably got some really, really, really beautiful singing voices. I love to listen to singers. I'm not one myself, but I love how God just orchestrated y'all's throats. Y'all are different. Y'all are different beasts. Y'all have such a beautiful way of just, y'all are just amazing. But even if you are such an amazing singer, if you hang out with people who don't want to see you flourish as a singer, they know you have the ability to be Grammy Award winning. I mean, and I'm not talking about just one time, I'm talking about several times over. You can be traveling the country or other countries, or, doing so many great things, singing before the President of the United States and kings and queens and, dignitaries all over the world. What if that's God's plan for you? But if you're hanging out with a bunch of munchies, they munch away at your destiny, they munch away at your purpose, they munch away at your overall gift. They just munch away at it. You'll never get there. I heard a quote once from, oh man, I can't remember who that person was now, but they said the graveyard is, although, it's no movement there because everyone is obviously buried, they're dead, it's so rich, it's wealthy. Why? Because a lot of people every day die not having used those gifts, those beautiful heavyweight gifts. I'm talking about stuff that if they had really walked in their purpose and did it, where would we be now in this world? I mean, I'm talking from finances to, it's mind-blowing to think about the people who are lying in cemeteries right now who left this world unfulfilled. And yeah, everybody didn't make the choice to cave into peer pressure. We know that. But for those who did it, those who did do it, you don't get another shot to get back out here and do it again. As the slogan says, you really do. You only live once. So instead of using your life as a get out of jail free card where you just go and do whatever you want because it's your life and you can live it the way you want, make sure that while you're living life, make sure while you're making these decisions about your life, that you are pouring into yourself the necessary things that will cause that seed, those seeds that God has put inside of you and inside of myself, to grow and flourish. If you are hanging out with a whole bunch of dead weight people, these munchies that will munch away at your gifts, have you ever seen a dead plant? Have you ever seen a dead plant? I'm gonna tell you something. I got 1 minute and 50 seconds left. The most beautiful plant that my sisters and I had over the previous year, that thing, it was so beautiful, but we had such a harsh winter. We tried to protect it. Long story short, it died. It was a beautiful rubber plant. It grew so tall. The leaves on it were so, every day I would look at that plant and just marvel at it because it was such a beautiful plant. But when that harsh, cold winter weather came through earlier this year, it absolutely annihilated it. It killed it. So much so that one day I looked up, I was coming in from somewhere, and it was just leaning over. Its leaves were down. They were no longer lush and green. They were brown and black. It boggled me how just in a matter of hours, that plant had gone from something that was so healthy, so vibrant, so lush, to something that was dead, that was barren, that could not be revived. And if you look at that and picture yourself in that same space, when those harsh, cold people, when they come across your way, when they come across your path, when they come to you and they speak those negative words over you, and they begin to tell you and control how you think and how you move and how you should talk and how you should act, we then become the literal picture of that plant. We become dead, we become destitute, we become we get into a state where we're almost not able to be revived. But the great thing about the grace of God is that he can come through and quicken those things that are dead in us. So that is why it's so important to just watch the people that we have in our lives. Those people, don't let everybody speak into your life. Even on social media, be careful about who you are following, even when it comes to music. If the music is always just down and negative and negative and negative, do you know that that will eventually seep into you? It's okay to have your moments where you're like, okay, I'm not always feeling jubilant. I'm not always feeling on top of the world. You know, I want to have my moment where I'm like venting, and that's healthy. It's fine, but just don't stay there. Do it, but then move on and get into a space where you begin to affirmatively speak into yourself, and then find people who will be that way with you as well. Please, we can't afford to continue to just, do we not see the state of this world and how horrible it is right now? We need people out here who are game changers, people who will come in here, who will help others who are down and low lift up their heads. A person who will not just reach out one hand to touch somebody, but will lend both hands to touch somebody and to help them stand up on their feet and get to the place where they need to go. I could continue on, but I think you get the gist. That is what we need right now. And my 10 minutes are over, y'all. I went way over the 10-minute line. I went way over the 10-minute line. And so I have to give myself this mark, because y'all, I have the gift of gab. I'm a talker. I can talk, especially when it's something that I'm passionate about. So, you know, I can talk and talk and talk for days, but I'm not. I gotta go. I've had such a long day, and it's been a beautiful day, but it has been long. It has been long. So I'm happy to finally see it coming to an end, and we'll get this thing started again. But stay tuned. Melanin Talks is here. We are here, and we're gonna have episode after episode after episode after episode after episode. We're gonna have so many fun episodes coming up, especially because we're entering into the end of the summer. So listen, we got some stuff. I'm talking to the babies. I'm talking to the kids that's going back to school. I'm talking to everybody. So in the meantime, I hope you have a fantastic night, day, wherever you are, whenever you watch this. I pray that your day is well. Please know that I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you. I am praying. Even if you are not subscribed to my channel, I'm praying for you. Everyone that watches this video and every video after, and even the past videos I've done, please know that I am praying for you, and God loves you. And I will talk to y'all later on another episode of Melanin Talks. I have a lot of energy right now, and this totally wasn't me before I started recording, but let me go. Again, I love y'all so much, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.